Hello, welcome to Successful Trainings. Due to popular demand, in this video, we are going to show you step by step how to successfully use Finviz Screener, not for one, two, but three strategies involving day trading, swing trading, and the more recent popular short squeeze trade. Without any further ado, let us go ahead and dive in. Okay, folks, wow. There is so much feedback that we are getting on our Finviz video that we have done some of them recent where we literally get, hey, this is not educational enough. Could you please do a tutorial showing to us how you use the Finviz Screener and why you pick that stock. So for that, we are going to do that today using three different scenarios on here. So the first of those scenarios is using Finviz during the pre-market to do your scan for a day trade. It can start as a day trade, but you're going to see that actually it can transform itself later as a swing trade as well. So this is the very basic screener. You have seen it already, but for us, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show for those who haven't seen that, to put that screener on, and then we are going to use a recent example that how we did it and what was the outcome on that. Hopefully this will satisfy all of that feedback that we have been getting, and this illustrates the fact that we have been saying all along. We want to cater the content of this channel to your liking. So let's get on here for scenario number one, Finviz Screener for day trading. We trade options, so typically we will always shoot optionable. And the price is there, it really depends. We have said it so many times. We want options that are liquid enough that we can make money. So above over $20 in terms of price, and the relative volume for liquidity, we use over 1 million. So you can do this every morning, yeah. And actually, you can do this, save it in your preset. We have a video for that. We have shown that. So in this case, let's say then you sort it on the bearish side or on the bullish side by just toggling this change here on here, the percentage run accordingly. So this is something that we do here every single day. Which stock do we pick here? If let's say the pre-market like this, obviously this is the close of the day on this day, but if the pre-market like this, for me, I go always with a stock that I'm familiar with, stock that most likely is going to be in our basket of stocks. Yes, for us, we have a basket of stocks. There's nothing fancy about them. It's just that they are stocks that are blue chips. They are not penny stock for the most part because they obey to this criteria. Hence, we feel comfortable trading option with them. So here we have a list of 1,045, but this is not pre-market, right? This is the end of the day on Friday, February. In the way that through the lenses, when I say gap, I'm not saying that any gap up or gap down, any gap. We can trade any gap using that technique on there for Finviz. That's very important because you could be missing out on trade because let's say maybe your attention is focused strictly on the gap upside. So that's strategy number one, how to use Finviz on there. Strategy number two, let's say if this was not a Friday and you started with a day trade, at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, hey, how do you going to manage the day trade? For us, we take partial profits, right? But at the end of the day, there's a second strategy on here. Either you traded that stock from the beginning of the day on its gap, or you simply didn't have time to trade that day. But at the end of the day, you will trade what we call, let's say, a swing trade. Because here, let's say this was Friday, right? Well, here, my friend, this is an invitation for me to trade Teradata Corporation for Monday, for next week. So trade a swing trade because look how it gapped. Yeah, this momentum, 37%, it can only do two things on Monday: either continue that movement up or that movement down. So that's your second way to use the screener here at the end of the day to actually get trades, swing trades. So what you do in that case, you are going to simply easier said than done. You are going to come and actually strangle it. A strangle is buying a put and a call with the fact that the momentum on here at the end of the day. So this trade, typically, you will take it in the last 15 minutes and the next day, you are bound to see one of the direction giving you money. Such was the case here for one of our traders, right? That person is none other than Mr. Decisive Tiger, Mr. Andrew. Right? Thanks, actually, Mr. Andrew. He's the one who made me go with this video, because the third strategy that we're going to be talking about, he posted something yesterday that's for he has used here. So here's an example here. On this day, he used that. So this is it here. You can read W trade from Finviz end of the day scan. So end of the day scan meaning that he just scanned at the end of the day stock that had either bullish or bearish momentum on that day, and then he took a swing trade for the following day. For that, this is, and then I proceeded on here. So yeah, he made substantial money. Contract at $1.18, then selling them at $10.19, over 700% gain on the overnight. That's yeah. How do we know that's overnight, folks? This is 8:40 a.m. on January the 14th, and you can see his buy on here. The thing. Actually, no. He's buying. Okay, in his case, he turned that into a day trade, but he said that end of the day scan, because end of the day he got into the stock the previous night, right? So, how that look like on a chart. So on the chart for you, yeah, this is W at the time, right? So this is a huge momentum on here, crossing over this previous resistance, and then it carried on the second day. A lot of stock were showing that. I proceeded by sharing this. Here's another one on here. Yeah, DDD, big breakout. If you traded this candle here, perfect. But if you didn't, the second day momentum made you money on here by just using that scan there at the end of the day. So you get the idea. Dash here on this day, at the end of this day, it will have been on top of there of your screener, right? Then you took the trade for the overnight swing, and then you got the continuation. These all behave it like that. AB and B, same thing on there. So that's the second scenario of taking a swing trade using end of the day scan, we call it, for a swing trade. So we have talked so far about a day trading. So on gaps, up or down, to take the day trade on it, and that day trade at the end of the day can turn into a swing trade. And then in that case, for us, as you know, we will hedge. If let's say we were trading calls, we will buy puts to protect, and vice versa. The third way that we use the Finviz scanner on here, it's what we have recently seen on here, the short squeeze type of trade. And thank you, Mr. Andrew, for posting yesterday with us on here. We can quickly share the type of filters that we use on here. You can use for your swing, short squeeze trades. Easy for me to say, yeah. So let's go on here, and actually I'm going to, before we show them to you, and then because there's some good one, let's actually show what that will look like. So let me go ahead here and reset overall. So if I reset on here, there's a few things that you want to scan for a short squeeze. Really, it's no different from the other one. It's just one main one actually on the fundamental side. So we still want things that are optionable because we trade option. We still want the price. I mean, in this case, maybe we can say the price is of 20. We want to cash things before they really heat up. Let's say over $15. We want volume, because volume guarantees that there's enough liquidity. All right. So for us to be able to trade that. Now, the thing on here, one of the most important thing on here is the short float. We have explained to you in the previous video about short squeeze, what the definition of a short, meaning the amount of, or the definition of short floats, which is total number of shares that are shorted divided by total number of shares in outstanding shares, meaning shares that are in circulation. So in this case here, a number that Mr. Andrew suggested for his fellow traders is over 20%. Yeah. So short float on here. So yeah, let's say high over 20%. That gives us four, in terms of descriptive, that gives us four filters. There's one final filter that's you want to use on here, and that one is under fundamental. We rarely have actually has used that under. So institutional ownership. So institutional ownership here, Mr. Andrew, I'm going to show you the result actually that's he posted the other day. So over 20%, I believe, is what he's using as institutional transaction. Is that institutional ownership or transaction? So in this case, actually transaction, I believe that's this one here. So institutional transaction. So here it goes. Let me see here. We are talking institutional transaction. Yes, here it is, over 20%. So over 20% or very positive. Yep, here we go. Okay, folks, this is the list based on yesterday close. The screen that Mr. Andrew the trader was showing us was a little bit more, I believe. No, well, it just depends on the price, right? Where they did close on that day. Was it one that was barely at the $20 level under? So these are they overall. You can look at them like here. So they stock DM is one of them. Notice DM, folks. Here, Mr. Andrew has been talking about that for a while. API. Here's another one, meaning that if you apply this criteria before this run on API, you will have gotten it. Root, right now, it hasn't really popped, right? It's just there. It's just there. SBE, it hasn't popped yet. So that's something that's actionable for you. Mara hasn't popped yet. It hasn't done anything. Oh, Lemonade, look at this. It hasn't really popped, but I mean, earlier in the year, you could have gotten it. And this is screener for day trading, swing trading, and short squeeze trading. Please let us know at the bottom in the comment section what's your favorite way to use the Finviz scanner, and we will be bringing you further example of this application here at Successful Trading. Until then, have a great day, have a great evening, have a great afternoon. Until the next episode, bye bye.